Guardians' new manager, Stephen Vogt. Stephen, great to meet you and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's fun to be here.
I bet you just have to be chomping at the bit to get going. You want the season to start probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm ready for baseball. It's been quite the process getting up to speed and learning the organization, and a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of phone calls, but I'm ready to watch the players go out and do their thing.
So just this past weekend we had Guards Fest, so that kind of gets you going a little bit, talking to the players, meeting the fans. How was that event, and did that get the juices flowing?
Yeah, it did. It's always fun to interact with the fans and kind of get to know them and get to see the smiles and the excitement for a new season, and obviously getting to meet the players face to face was the best part. You know, I've talked with a number of them on the phone, texted with a bunch of them. Been on Zoom calls, but just to shake their hand and give them a hug and, you know, just explain how excited I am to work with them in person was really, really good.
Cleveland fans, Guardians fans are starving for a World Series, for a championship. Could you sense that when you talk to them? What's your take on the Cleveland fans, just being a former player and obviously playing, you know, in the stadium against them? You know, how do you feel about the fan base?
You know, it was really, really eye-opening for me, you know, meeting fans of all ages. And you have people who've been Guardians fans for 70 years. You have people who are just, you know, becoming fans. And so seeing the rich history and how much passion this fan base has for their team and the hunger for a World Series, I had that very, very explained to me very well. So I'm excited about that. It's a great challenge, and it's something that obviously I want to win a World Series just as bad as they do. So it's definitely our goal. It's definitely where we have our sights set, and we're working towards it every day.
Now, you say that, and that was a headline that kind of popped up over the weekend. You know, you said it's not just our goal to win the World Series, but we can win the World Series. Every team. Does every team really believe they have a shot? I mean, when you guys say that, does it mean it wholeheartedly?
You know, I think it has to be. You know, I've always said, if you show up to spring training not wanting to win a World Series or not expecting to win a World Series, don't come. You know, we play this game to win. You know, and for me, if your sights aren't set on that from the very beginning, then you might as well not show up for the season. And we feel really good about our group. You know, we put together a great coaching staff. We have a young, exciting team and some very good veteran players too. So, you know, we know we're going to have to work. We know we're going to have to do things well, but we feel really good about our group.
So you're just 2 years removed from playing, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often.
No.
Where a guy stops playing and then 2 years later he's a manager of a baseball team.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate to be in this position. I know I don't take it for granted one bit. I feel very fortunate that I was, you know, introduced to the Cleveland group at this time, and I'm ready for it. You know, I've been preparing for this role for a very long time. I have some great mentors that have helped me get to this point, and I feel really excited, and I'm working with a great group of people here in Cleveland.
How does being a catcher help you in the managerial role?
I think it really helps because as a catcher, you understand pitchers, you know, and you understand hitters because you were one. And so understanding both sides and being able to relate to both sides. And, you know, as a catcher, you're making 175 in-game decisions every single night. You know, you're the one calling the pitches. You're the one doing the homework. And, you know, any one of those pitches can lead to a win or a loss. And so having that experience and being able to think on the fly and make quick decisions like that, I think is going to be very, very beneficial for me as a manager.
Yeah. So you were with the Braves when they won the World Series, right? So I started thinking about this. You've won a World Series, and then you've played in Oakland and Tampa, similar markets to Cleveland. So you know what it takes to win in a small market, and you've won a World Series. Seems like a pretty darn good recipe to come to Cleveland with.
Yeah, I think the experience that I had playing, you know, Oakland, Tampa, and Milwaukee, you know, very similar markets to where we are in Cleveland. So I have experience in that kind of realm, and winning the World Series with the Braves in 2021 was the highlight of my career. And, you know, just getting to be a part of it. And, you know, unfortunately I was injured, you know, for the playoffs, but I was still in every meeting. I heard what players talk about. And I was able to kind of take my emotions out of it because I didn't have the emotions of somebody playing. So I almost feel like that experience is going to help me in this job more so than if I was playing, you know. And so, but being part of a group and seeing all the work and all the different trials we went through to get there, and we won that as an 88-win team. You know, so it doesn't always have to be the best team going into the playoffs that wins it all.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a good point. Tampa Bay, Oakland, Atlanta, all warm. Okay, Cleveland, a little bit colder. Are you ready for the cold?
I don't know. I don't have to play, so I can bundle up. But we came here. I was with Seattle last year, and we came here in early April, and so I saw how cold it can be at that time of year. And but you know what? It doesn't matter. These players are professionals. We've got the best cold gear in the planet, and it's going to be cold, but I'm ready for it.
One thing I keep thinking about, though, is you're replacing a legend, Terry Francona. Is that a difficult thing to step into, or is his guidance helping you step into that role?
It's a little of both,
okay.
Right? I mean, you hear a lot, hey, Tito was great, what are you going to do? Or, you hear the comments, but the way I look at it is I'm inheriting a team that was run by a Hall of Famer. There's not a whole lot that needs to change. There's not a whole lot that needs to improve. We're going to make small improvements, of course. We want to see how much we can get better every single day, but I'm inheriting a great place. A lot of times first-year managers, they're coming in and they're having to do 180 changes. They're having to make these huge adjustments. But Tito obviously left this place in such good hands. And so I don't feel any pressure. I'm excited, and that's the way I'm choosing to look at it.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. So 2 years ago, playoffs. Last year, 76 and 86. So a disappointment. Tito didn't. I think it was his only losing season in his years here. So how do you get this team to get back to where it was 2 years ago? I mean, do you think you're still close like we were 2 years ago?
I do. I feel like this group is really close, and we have a lot of young talent, and we have a great coaching staff to help them develop. And I think what I'm looking at is last year was a down year. It wasn't a bad year. It wasn't, there's nothing broken. We're going to need to make some little adjustments to get back on track to where the team was 2 years ago. But we feel really confident that we have the personnel to do that. And it's always exciting to have young talent coming up because they're hungry and they want to get there and they want to get better and they want to get better every single day. And we have a great coaching staff in place to be able to help them do that quickly.
When you talk about young talent, I think there's a lot of guys that fans know. The hardcore fan base knows everybody, right? But the non-hardcore fan base, the people that follow the team but maybe don't know the younger guys, is there anyone you're really excited about that maybe we don't know about right now? I mean, we know Jose Ramirez, we know Bieber, we know a lot of those guys. Who's someone that maybe we don't know?
Yeah, I think two of the people I'm really excited to watch are Brian Rocchio and Tyler Freeman. I know the fans got a taste of them last year, but these are two really, really talented players, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. And obviously, the emergence of Bo Naylor. Anytime you're a catcher going into your first full season, there's a lot there. And I think Bo's got the talent, and he's got the ability, and he's got the personality to be a great everyday catcher.
I had a feeling you'd bring him up as a catcher, right?
You got to give some catcher love. Come on.
Yeah, no doubt. So, big question. How do you score runs? I mean, that was the problem last year. I mean, it's the name of the game, and especially now in baseball, you got to score runs. How do we do that?
Yeah, I think we're working really hard right now. Chris Valaika and his group are working really hard at talking with our players about impacting the baseball more. A lot of times, power comes with age, and so a lot of our young players are starting to get to that age where they're going to start hitting for more power. And I think teaching when can we take some chances? I'm kind of this hybrid of old school, new school. I don't care if you swing and miss in a 2-0 count. I want you trying to do damage on that pitch. And, teaching our guys like, hey, when you get into those advantage counts, let's take some chances. Let's try and drive the ball into the gap, not just put it in play. And I think if we can hit the baseball a little bit harder, we're going to see some more doubles. We're going to see some more, hopefully a few more home runs, and we have that potential, and it's just teaching guys and helping them learn quickly when to take those chances.
How excited are you to manage Jose Ramirez?
I love it. I don't have to get him out anymore. I don't have to play against him anymore. I get to root for him now, and I think that's what I'm excited about. The leadership that he brings with his style of play, with his work ethic, with his energy, it's infectious, and the young guys have to elevate their game and play the same way he does.
Just a couple more things for you. Let's go to the pitching staff now. How are we looking injury-wise with Bieber and McKenzie?
They're looking great. We're getting really good reports on Bieber from Arizona. He's been working really, really hard. And I saw T-Mac throw the other day here, and he looks great. He feels good, and he's had a normal offseason. I say it all the time. When a player says, I've had a normal offseason, that's all you need to hear, because that means they didn't have any concerns. They weren't feeling anything bad. We feel really good about where both those guys are. It's a testament to our medical staff. They've done a phenomenal job getting those guys back and being able to make a few starts at the end of the year so that they can go into the offseason confident.
I know this isn't your job to talk about, but there were so many rumors, and has been, with Bieber being traded. I have to imagine coming in and taking this job, you're glad he's still in a Guardians uniform.
100%, yeah. Learning that side of it has been interesting for me, as a player, now finding this side out. But you know what, Shane Bieber's in a Guardians uniform today, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it.
We keep saying every year they have one of the best pitching staffs, and I can say you have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. Is that still the case?
I do, and with Carl Willis running that, we're in some of the best hands in baseball, and we throw the ball really well. The Guardians have had a rich history of developing young pitching. We saw it with the 3 debuts last year, and all 3 of them have success at the major league level. So I'm really excited about this pitching staff.
Chemistry is so important in your book, right?
It's the only thing. It's a people business. You know, this is a people's game. The people have to go out and play it. And so the relationships and the connections that we build with our players earn their trust. They're going to go out there and they're going to be the best version of themselves.
Family-wise, wife Alyssa, 3 children. Family very important to you?
It's number one. You know, my family is the most important thing to me on this planet, and we couldn't be more excited to be coming to Cleveland. I know my 3 kids are 12, 9, and 7. And they're used to moving around. They're used to bouncing around the country, and we're really excited about hopefully being in Cleveland for a very long time.
Do you hope to get involved with the community and really stamp your presence in Cleveland, Ohio?
Yeah. Alyssa and I have always taken pride in being involved with the community, doing as much as we can to give back. You know, the community is what supports the baseball team. You know, our fans are why we play. You know, you're out there to entertain the fans. That's why we do it. And so it's just as important as what we do on the field, being involved and helping any way we can off the field.
For our morning show audience, we're almost done here. What's something about you that people might not know? Is there anything you'd like to share that might surprise people?
You know, sure. In high school, I was involved in music. I was in the choir. I played in the band. I was in drama. I was in student government, kind of did a little bit of everything. So I've always been involved with as much as I can. I love music, I love singing, I love all of that stuff, and just really enjoy every aspect.
Yeah, I play the bass guitar.
All right.
So there you go. Yeah, we can form a band.